Hello everyone, I'm Timeister, and today I'm collaborating with Paradox Interactive to bring you a tutorial on how to start a new city. Whether or not you played City Skylines 1 before, starting a city in City Skylines 2 may seem a little daunting at first, but I'm here to shed some light on a few tips and tricks to get you started. Once you've chosen a map and you're loaded into your game, you'll be presented with your starting tile, which is represented by these white lines. And this is simply the area in which you can build. The playable area will grow as you earn expansion permits as you progress through the game. The first thing to do in your new city is to start building a basic road layout. Go into your roads menu and explore the different road options that you have. I always recommend that you build a 4-lane medium road as a main arterial connection into your city. And from there, you can use smaller roads to branch off into your residential neighborhoods. Feel free to be as creative as you want with your road layout. However, be mindful of how your traffic is going to flow in and out of your city, as traffic volumes are going to increase as your city grows. You want to make sure to have a good network of arterial roads running across your city to collect the higher volumes of traffic that are going to be generated from the different neighborhoods and businesses alongside them. In City Skylines 2, traffic AI behaves a bit differently than in City Skylines 1. Rather than only choosing the shortest route to their destination, in City Skylines 2, traffic will determine how to get to their destination based on multiple factors such as traffic congestion and travel time. A good road network will ensure that your city's traffic flows smoothly and that services are able to get to their destination quicker, but it will also help prevent car accidents and traffic jams from occurring. And also be sure to take advantage of all the new road building tools included in City Skylines 2, such as Roundabout and the Grid tool. Once you have a basic road network laid out, it's time to begin placing essential services such as water and electricity. Let's start with electricity. The first thing to do is to choose how you're going to power your city. You'll see in your power menu that you have the choice between 2 power plants, wind or a small coal power plant. For starting a city, I prefer building some wind turbines as it's a cheaper option compared to the coal power plant. However, with wind power generation, you must make sure that your map has the right environmental factors to support a wind farm. Go into your info views, then into your electricity menu to make sure that your map has the wind speed required. In this case, I'm good to go. However, there's actually a third method of power generation new to City Skylines 2, which is importing electricity from elsewhere. If you have high voltage power lines running into your starting square, you can simply place down a transformer station near them, connect the high voltage lines to the transformer station, and your city will automatically begin importing electricity as needed. This is a very cost-effective way of powering your city early game until you can afford your own power plant. Of course, it's going to cost you a lot more per megawatt when importing electricity, so be sure to keep an eye on your power usage as it will eventually become cheaper to run your own power plant than to import power. And remember, power lines are now run underneath all roads except highways in City Skylines 2, so no more running random strings of power lines all over your city. Now let's take a look at water and sewage, which is equally as important as electricity. When you go into your water and sewage menu, you'll immediately find that all your roads automatically have water pipes underneath them. That's right, no need to run water pipes all across your city like in City Skylines 1. In City Skylines 2, there are 3 methods of extracting water from your map. The first method is a water pumping station, which can be placed near any body of water such as lakes and rivers. The second option is a water tower, which can be placed anywhere on the map. However, this option is a bit more expensive. The third option is a groundwater pumping station, which is a bit cheaper. The only thing you'll have to watch out for is the groundwater pumping station needs to be placed on top of a groundwater deposit shown here in blue. In this case, I'm going to go with the groundwater pumping station. Don't forget to place a sewage outlet as well to expel your city's dirty water. And be very careful where you place your sewage outlet, as it creates a lot of water pollution which is carried downstream by the current. And lastly, don't forget to connect your sewage outlet to the rest of your sewer network. Finally, once all your basic city services are laid down, it's time to start zoning your city. Your residential demand is most likely very high, so I would start with that. Also make sure to zone a little bit of commercial here and there, mostly along your main roads, and they should immediately start to build. Soon after your city starts building, you should be hit with your first milestone. In City Skylines 2, milestones work differently than in City Skylines 1. Instead of unlocking milestones based on population alone, You'll earn XP towards your next milestone by placing buildings and roads when your city's happiness increases, as well as when your population increases. Click on the progression panel to see exactly what you've unlocked at your current milestone. Each milestone you unlock will reward you with a lump sum of money, some progression points, as well as some expansion permits. By going under the Development tab in the Progression window, you'll be able to see all of the different progression trees, where you'll see all of the different city services that you can spend your progression points on. Expansion permits, on the other hand, are used for expanding your city's playable area. You may just need a little bit more room to expand, or you may want to purchase some extra tiles to gain access to some important natural resources that are just out of your city's borders. At this stage, your zones should start to sprout into buildings, so feel free to increase the simulation speed to make things go a bit faster. I always recommend that you periodically check your city information window, as it gives you a good indication on what type of zone is in demand, as well as displaying what factors are influencing the level of demand for each type of zone. In the very early stages of City Skylines 2, you'll start with 3 different types of zoning: low-density residential, commercial, and industrial. New to City Skylines 2, as you progress in the game and unlock different milestones, you'll unlock more types of zones, such as offices, and eventually high-density residential. For example, the medium-density residential that you see down below was unlocked at our very first milestone, Tiny Town. As businesses and residents move into your city, you'll notice that your industrial demand begins to rise. It's time to build your first industrial zone. Just like in City Skylines 1, you'll want to place your industrial buildings away from your city, as the air pollution that's produced by them will directly affect your citizens' health. However, in City Skylines 2, air pollution can actually be carried by the wind. Make sure you check the wind direction prior to placing your industrial buildings by going into your info view, then down to air pollution. It's also very important to check your water pollution info view to make sure that you're not placing any industrial buildings on top of a groundwater deposit. Whoops. The last item I'll touch on in this tutorial is your city economy window. Early game, there's not a whole lot that you can do here, however you can view some important info about your city's finances. Don't worry too much if you're not making a lot of money or even losing money early game, as you will always have the government subsidies to act as a cushion for your finances. As more and more people and businesses move into your city, you'll be able to collect more tax dollars. The most important takeaway when it comes to city finances is not to overspend on city services until you have a healthy, stable income. I'll go more into detail on city finances in a later video. By this point, you should have a healthy little village that is well on its way to becoming a major metropolis in no time. That's going to be it for this tutorial. I thank you very much for watching, and I hope you found the video to be helpful and informative. My next tutorial will be on how to continue a city, so be sure to subscribe to the City Skylines channel so you won't miss it.